Alright, so today, at the University of Maryland, some students took 6 of the posters on the right, and in between these posters that they put on the ground in front of all the dining halls with some tape, they said, "Sorry, we ruined your safe space." And to me, that was inspiring because safe spaces are something I heavily dislike, but at the same time, I wasn't really thinking about risking my education. Or getting mobbed by people for saying, this is a bad idea. But I think if each of us do our parts, because there's obviously other people on this campus that agree with me, that we can make change, and together they can't just expel half the campus. I guess it could, but it'd be a terrible idea. If you just look at things like the University of Missouri, where they can't get students to go there anymore, it's obvious that there are a lot of people that care about this issue but aren't very vocal. And I think if we speak up, it will be very beneficial to helping end this outrage culture. And so, because I haven't really seen this poster talked about, I'm just going to go through it because I find this poster to be frankly ridiculous. Most of these situations, if anyone actually got offended by these things, I would be a little bit like, I'd probably laugh at them, but at the same time, I'd be a little bit surprised because they're kind of outrageous. Like, for the first one, that exam just raped me. Would you say that if you knew I was a survivor of sexual assault? Well, maybe not, but I can't just assume that everybody is, and if you get offended by it, I will probably just apologize. So, we can sweep that one under the rug. And if you say that's so retarded, and would you say that if you knew I have a disability, I'm assuming they mean a mental disability because if it was a physical disability, like you're in a wheelchair and you say that's retarded, I think it would be pretty stupid to assume that the person in the wheelchair has to be retarded. That would just be ridiculous. And even if they were retarded, let's say they have Down syndrome, for some reason I doubt they'd be on a campus. Just saying, higher education, retards don't usually go together. And he looks like a terrorist. Would you say that if you knew I'm a United States veteran? And I don't really see how that's relevant. Like, there are terrorists that have nothing to do with any conflicts we've had in the past. There are terrorists that have fought for things other than Islamic extremism, so I guess you would have to just make a assumption that they were talking about Islamic terrorists in the Middle East, and that veteran had to have been a veteran that fought in one of those wars because we have fought in other wars that have nothing to do with terrorism. So, yes, like every veteran would not have anything to do with that. Like, if you were a World War II veteran, Islamic terrorism and World War II are not usually linked together. And if you said those illegal aliens, would you say that if you knew I'm an undocumented citizen, how could you be an undocumented citizen? Because you wouldn't be a citizen if you don't have citizenship. What does that even mean? That's actually more logical than saying those illegal aliens because an alien is some like a foreigner. Like the Alien Sedition Acts had to do with foreigners, not with like extraterrestrials, and they're illegal because they're illegal immigrants. Therefore, illegal foreigners are someone who have come to the country through an illegal method. So that would be accurate. I mean, they don't even say if you were going to say something mean after it. What if you said those illegal aliens all deserve driver's licenses? And then what? Your whole campaign comes crashing down. And if they said, "Oh, that's so gay," or "no homo," well, no homo is to tell the person if they were gay that you're actually not gay. So you're actually going out of your way to tell them that you're not gonna like lead them on. Because what if they were gay and you didn't say no homo, and they thought you were gay and they like asked you out and you said I was straight? That could save them some embarrassment. Or if you say that's so gay, what if it was like a gay couple kissing and you said that's so gay? So what? Would you say that if they were a member of the LGBTQ LMNOP XYZ some just throw some Greek letters, like Xi, something like that in there too. Get into that maybe another day. But and then that's so ghetto. Would you say that if you knew I grew up in poverty, maybe I wouldn't say that if I knew you were put in a ghetto during the 30s and 40s, but if you just grew up in poverty, I don't really think you have to necessarily grow up in a ghetto. You can grow up like a poor farmer in Utah or something, I don't know, in Montana, somewhere that's not known for being a really rich state. And it doesn't mean you grew up in a ghetto. So maybe I wouldn't say that if you were, wearing your Crip gang wear and you were holding a gun because value my life a little bit more than that. But other than that, I don't really think it really makes a whole lot of sense to get really scared about people getting offended because for something that people don't seem to understand is offense is not given, it is taken. Like I could tell someone they look nice today and they could be all taken aback and insulted and say, "Don't I look nice every day?" And then you would be like, "I don't really know what to do because how do you deal with someone that's like that? They take offense to everything." And that's the problem of creating a culture that's like that is if you create a culture where everything is offensive, then there isn't even a way to be nice to people if you want to. Like even if you capitulate to every demand of, "Oh, we'll make this video game character like such less sexual. We'll remove the pose from Overwatch that shows the nice ass or whatever," and then people will still not be happy because they take offense to everything. Whereas if you don't worry about offending these people, then they can either choose to be offended by everything and just be ignored because no one likes people like that, or they can just choose to be offended by things that are obviously offensive to them on purpose and people that are trying to hurt their feelings. But even if someone tries to hurt your feelings, there's no guarantee that it will. If someone tells me I'm a fat troll or something, I know it's not true. Well, at least I am a troll, but at least I'm not fat, so I won't take offended even if their goal is to try and make me cry or something. I can choose not to be offended. People can like say they fucked my mother or something and I'll just be like, I know you didn't and you're not gonna make me mad and then they're instantly powerless. But if you always get mad whenever someone talks mean about your mother, then all they're gonna do is talk mean about your mother because they can get you mad and you'll just be perpetually outraged and there's no good reason for that. And so to wrap this all up, I'm glad that there's other people that have thought to fight back against people that would want to take offense to everything or that would want to silence people or to tell them that they can't say that because a lot of these things that they're talking about, they don't even make a lot of sense. It's not even like kicking someone while they're down or something. Like these people are supposed to be like the oppressed people, which is funny because they included veterans, and most of these people don't like veterans or wars or anything like that. So I'm surprised, but you know, these aren't necessarily things that are kicking people that are down or anything. And I could understand being against people like making fun of the disabled, but at the same time, the like saying that's so retarded is one of those things that it's just part of the vernacular. If it was that's so mentally challenged or that's so Down syndrome, then maybe I could see it because you're going out of your way to attack someone that's disabled or something like that. And so you are trying to be offensive towards those people. You like went out of your way. But if you say that exam just raped me, people say phrasing like that. It's just the way it is, and they're not trying to say that exam's like strapped me down and like this long scene, like a long rape scene. They're describing it. I mean, some people do that as a joke because it's excessive, but they're not like in all seriousness like I was walking down in a dark alleyway and then the exam snuck up behind me and broke a bottle over my head, and next thing I knew, I was pregnant or something like that. Maybe as a joke, but they would never like say that in all seriousness. And even if it was a joke, it would maybe if they did it right, it would be funny. So I don't really see the problem. So before I, you know, go on too long about this, any criticism would be appreciated because I'm just starting out and I want to make quite a few videos. And so I know I say things like too much, but I'm a little nervous. So I hope that can help me get better. Thanks.